Ladies and gentlemen, DaBaby is canceled. That's right. Any of you that have babies,
you're all done.
I just want you to know that your baby is
all babies are canceled.
Your baby is a homophobic piece of shit.
I mean,
and he's quite frankly, I'm pretty sure he's a member of the alt-right. Your brand new newborn baby is a homophobe. And he's canceled. I believe they should all be deplatformed. Every single one of them.
Well, I think that when a person is named DaBaby, like, that is somebody whose opinions we should really take seriously.
Well, yeah,
I think that any violation of, like, if he says something that's out of line, we should be outraged, because, like, a guy named DaBaby, like, is supposed to be, you should hear what they have to say. They're important.
Right, yeah.
I want to know what DaBaby thought of 9/11.
I need to know what DaBaby thinks about, like,
was
tax.
Epstein actually, did he actually hang himself? Like, what does he think?
Was Hillary really the lesser of two evils? Could he tell us, DaBaby?
Did she have a mustache when she went in there to kill?
Was there anything sketchy about her emails? DaBaby might know, and we're not giving him a platform anymore because he's homophobic. Welcome to a podcast, Orange, everyone. It's good to be back. I'm your host, Tom Crescenzo.
I'm Jack Simmons.
Yeah, that guy.
We've been on a break for a while.
Yeah,
but we're back now. Tom went away for a while.
I just got back from Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Yeah, Vegas, baby. Yeah. Slots and hookers and gambling chips and alcohol
minus
and cocaine. And
you didn't get laid.
No, I didn't get laid.
How would you go to Vegas and not get laid? What the fuck?
Because I was on acid.
For the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, not the whole time, but like, all right, let's go.
You should have hit on Cameron Diaz in the elevator. That's right.
Nah, fucking Gwen Stefani has a residency there, and if anything, I could have just found her at the Flamingo while she was doing a line in the bathroom and fucking.
That's true.
Hey, baby, I saw you last night. You were great. You were really great. Yeah, I'm totally just like back in 2008.
You want to see my banana? B-A-N-I-N.
I mean, if I could escape this casino and get to your bedroom, oh my god. No, but Vegas was fun. I mean, here's the thing. So, the first half of the trip I spent in, we and my friends went to, we did like a double trip. Like the first half we went to Utah to hike in Mount Zion. And,
named after... the Zionists.
Yeah, literally. No, but literally though, like I didn't think it was.
Joke.
I did not think
That's
there was
a little bit of education
I'm not
for you
even joking.
motherfuckers.
I could have sworn I would have bet money that there was no connection. I was like, whatever. The park's named Zion. The Jews worship Zion or something. Whatever. It's just a coincidence. Then I get there. Every other hiker had like a yarmulke.
Jews worship Zion.
Dude,
that sounds like a Scientology guy.
Zion. He's going to come down in his giant mothership and he's going to give us all new souls. The Lord Zion.
There's probably some Scientologists out there in Vegas. I mean, that's where they go.
Dude, there's everything
because everybody's on drugs.
There's everything out there in Vegas. You could see every single type of person in Las Vegas. Like, I said this in the open mic earlier, like, I'm pretty sure I saw every single one of you in Vegas, like, all the comedians, like, every single type of person that you guys are, like, I saw you walking around in Las Vegas with a drink in your hand all fucked up.
Did you see any big names?
No,
Boring!
While I was on acid, I thought I saw Nigel Fullerton for a minute, I was tripping balls.
He might have been there, I don't know.
I mean, I thought he moved. But I thought he moved to L.A.
Yeah.
I was like, I saw him and I was tripping. And I was like, no way, that's got to be him. But then I'm like, but I'm on acid. Like, it really could just be any black guy with a face mask.
Do you have a Tony Soprano moment where he just went to the fucking desert and were just like, I did it? Or, did you go into the canyons on acid?
Yeah, we actually did. I didn't trip while hiking, but we did hike in the canyons. And, yeah, it was
that's
like...
very cool. I saw the pictures.
Trudging through, like... Because the first hike,
First
hike is like climbing up a mountain, and it's this hike called Angel's Landing. And when you hike up, like you go up like, at first it's just like a lot of steep walking. You're like, all right, whatever, this is like physical activity. But then I could do this. Then you get to this one part where it's literally just like the trail ends, and all you see is just these chains. Like tied to a rock, like just a bunch of like mountain rocks, and they're like, there you go. That's the rest of the way. You just have to climb up the chains and hope you don't fall to your death. And I was like, holy shit. I don't know if I was prepared for this. Like,
Wow.
I had like my bag was like 40 pounds. I don't know why I had so much shit on me, but I was like, oh God, this might be over my head. But we did hike, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful smoking weed in a state where it's very illegal in Utah. Super
You mean
illegal.
very legal?
Like you could go to jail for it.
What?
Weed, yeah.
In Utah? Oh, in Utah. Yeah.
In Utah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, because they're very Republican.
Like it was the only time. Like it was one of the first. It was like one of the first times in a while where I had to worry about like smoking near my Airbnb. Usually when you go to an Airbnb, it's like all bets are off. Like we can drink. Like as long as we don't break anything, we trash the place, we'll clean it up. We can smoke weed out back, but like in Utah,
especially Vegas and Nevada,
but like
where fucking prostitution is legal.
Well, yeah, but this was Utah. Yeah. Like it's weird that like you have like Nevada
right next
to
each other.
In Nevada, you have like legal weed, legal prostitution, all this debauchery, just a bunch of insane shit, and then you just have like Mormon good boy land right next to it. It's just literally.
They have dressage contests.
We would never do drugs, but anyway. So yeah, I was hiking. And, yeah, there were a lot of Jews there. I have to say, like I said,
sounds like a great time.
Yeah, it was awesome. They gave me a bar mitzvah. I'm officially a man. But no, it was like I could have sworn there was no connection between the name of the park and Zion and the Jewish whatever ethos. But yeah, no, every other person I saw had like a yarmulke. It was I was like, wow, this place must be like a pilgrimage spot. Like, I'm pretty sure this is like a Jewish version of jihad.
Were they Orthodox or like Hasidic?
They seemed like they were not like what you see in Brooklyn. Like I saw a couple people with like the curls. I didn't see any of the beard hat people.
They're probably Hasids.
But like, yeah, they were probably Hasids. I mean, the thing is, I looked it up. The area in Utah I was in, St. George, apparently.
I need some Hasids.
I need some high seeds. Yo, you got those high seeds? It's like, yeah, I have marijuana seeds if you want to grow weed.
I'm surprised though that none of you guys. I don't mean to hark on this, but I'm surprised that none of you guys want to get a hooker.
Well, I don't want. I personally don't desire to pay for sex. Like I would rather get laid. Like
why?
Because
why do you have such a problem with it?
I don't have. Why are you judging me? Why are you judging me for what I love?
What's your fucking
problem? You don't understand.
Man?
Like what's just like a topic to you? Like this is a passion of mine. You might as well be insulting my religion.
What's your fucking deal?
Why are you being such a piece of shit about this? It's like, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you took it that seriously.
But no, so none of you guys wanted to go.
Well, because here's what it was. Like, if 5 hookers came up to us and they were really, really good looking and they were like, hey, like $300 a night each, you will have a party. Absolutely, I would have done it. But Vegas isn't like that, really. Like, the Strip is a giant tourist trap. So you're not going to find any hookers, like, walking around on the Strip. You got to go to, like, the seedy parts of Vegas to look for that. Like, I don't know where those parts are. Right. And like I said, for, like, one of the days, I spent just getting drunk on the street. Then the other day I spent on acid. So it's like, I was supposed to fucking, like how am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to navigate the city to the point where, like, okay, this is a safe location that the hookers are not sketchy and don't have AIDS. Like, how am I supposed to figure that out?
I just figured they were all, like, walking around.
Well, no, they were. I mean, here's what was walking around.
Or at least there have been, like, slutty
Here's what was walking around.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
There was these girls who would, like, come up to you. And they looked like hookers. They were dressed like hookers, but they weren't hookers. Well, they might have been hookers.
They're just women.
Turns out they were just regular old dames. Regular old dames. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, Johnny? Regular old broads. Huh? They weren't hookers. They were regular old broads. Can you believe it, Johnny?
It's nice to be a guy. Hey, give it up for Bruce Jacobs.
Yeah, give it up for penises. Yeah. But, no, but they're not hookers. They dressed in really skimpy outfits. But they just, like, what they do is they just offer you a picture. They'll just be, hey, you want to take a picture with 2, like, sluts on the Strip in Las Vegas? And it's like, if you're like, if you're drunk enough, you're just like, yeah, fuck yeah, the ones that came up,
fucking idiot.
Just like, hell yeah, and you take this picture, you're like, that was awesome.
Dude, I'm with a woman right now.
It's like, yeah, this is me and a woman in Las Vegas. Fucking cool. I'm so fucking awesome.
I don't know this person, but I'm taking a photo.
We have no relation. We're not even gonna hang out after this. And then, but that's what happens. You take a picture with them, and then you're like, that was great. And then like, so we do work on tips, and you're like, oh, okay, you guys want $20 each for that. But like, the girls who came up to me actually made it funny because they came up to me and my friends, and they were just like cop whores, you know, like the slutty cop sort of thing. And they wanted to us. They were like, which one of you's been a bad boy? And I just looked at my friend Chris.
You're like, are you real right now?
I wasn't tripping at that point. I was drunk. But I looked at my friend Chris, and I was just like, I think he's been a bad boy. They're like, you were bad. He's like, I guess I was bad. And they're like, you need to have the hand. You need to get spanked. And I was like, yeah, he needs to get spanked. Nice. And like took out my phone camera. And
that like, sounds very corny yet endearing.
It was like a corny touristy, like
it's still
welcome
fun.
to Las Vegas. Like it was like the first. It was like the first thing that happened. I ain't judging. It was like the first thing that happened was when we walked on the strip. So they handcuffed him. They spanked him with like a cow whip, and I filmed it, and it was funny. And my friend's like, take him off. And, you know, we were all laughing. And then they were like, so, we do usually get, like, $20 a model. And it's like, all right, here you go. Like, that was fun, I guess. Like, thanks for that. Like, thanks for spanking my friend. Here's $20. Like, it is, the thing about Las Vegas is, it really is just this
How's the comedy scene?
I didn't even go to comedy. I decided to take a break from comedy that week.
Comedy.
I was like, I'm just taking vacation. You know, every now and then, you need to not think to yourself, like, do I have enough shit prepared to get it? Like, every now and then, you need a week where you're not just trying to make, like, crappy little observations about everything. Like, I'm sick of, like, sitting around and trying to make shitty little observations about stuff.
You never notice, and then, like, you're in Vegas, you do, like, Vegas jokes, like, hey, so I was at the slots today.
Yeah, it's like, so I was gambling earlier, and everyone's like, yeah, we haven't heard that a million fucking times.
We're in fucking Las Vegas. Why don't you hang yourself?
But that's the thing. I decided to take a break from comedy, so I was just there, and, you know, like, the Strip is just, it's just so, the Strip is literally, like, imagine Times Square times 1,000,000. Like, it's literally a gigantic zoo.
It's very corporate.
Just tourists.
It's a money-making machine.
It's just these giant hotels and casinos and these bars.
You got Steve Wynn's hotel.
Dude, guess how much it costs to buy a shot of Ciroc? In a shitty hotel, by the way.
$14.
$19 for a single shot of Ciroc. Everything there was ridiculously overpriced. And then the thing about the Strip is you're just walking.
Why would you get Ciroc, though, as a shot?
Well, that I just grabbed it. I was just like, why not? I feel like I'm in high school. Fuck it. But, you know, you just walk on the Strip, and it's just these giant sidewalks filled with drunk people that lead to these escalators that lead to bridges. And the bridges are the only way you can cross the street. Like, there's no fucking crosswalks in Vegas. Like, you have to, or at least not on the Strip. You literally have to, like, cross a bridge if you want to go from one hotel to the next. So it's impossible to cover all of it if you stay on the Strip.
Didn't you also go to Arizona, though?
Well, we drove through Arizona from Utah to get to Vegas. But, yeah, man, it was just a trip. And doing acid there was wild, man. It was wild. Like, we dropped at, like, 5:30.
Did you guys plan to kill each other?
Yeah, yeah. By the end of the night, I had a broken beer bottle in his neck. I was like, "You fucking are gonna give me the money that I lost on the roulette board." No, it was fun. It was. I mean, it's a mind fuck. Like, you're literally just like you just see the.
Well, I would just imagine because it's all the blinking lights and the noise.
Oh yeah, dude, I saw colors that I'm pretty sure don't even exist. Like, I was like, I don't think that's.
Did you see any like fucking just old ass people like putting one coin in?
There's no coin slots anymore.
There's none?
No, yeah. There's still penny slots, but you gotta put $1 into play. They don't let you just put fucking, because they don't make money off that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, why would they do that? But I saw hundreds of sad gambling addicted individuals, like people you know that like they're literally trapped in Las Vegas, and it's like they just can't get out. Like,
yeah, I'm in debt to the mob.
Dude, I saw this guy like while I was on acid, I gambled a little bit. Like, I'm probably the most irresponsible thing I've ever done. Like, put up my hard-earned money while under the influence of a psychedelic.
I put up $100 and also my right arm. Like,
it's like I'm gonna put 50 on red and then my college degree on even. I'm gonna put 100 on red and then I'm gonna put the deed to my house on 1 to 5.
I mean, I would honestly give my fucking degree to another person. I don't need it. I have a degree to begin with. I don't need to give the actual piece of paper.
Well, yeah, but would you transfer like your actual ownership of the bachelor degree? No, that's what it is. Like, but regardless, like. That's the thing is, like, I didn't lose money while I was on acid, but it was definitely, like, the acid definitely didn't stop me. Like, I felt like I was noticing patterns. Like, I was like, yeah, I got this algorithm figured out. It's all, like, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. That's how it works out. That's how the roulette board works out. It's, like, black, black, red, then black, then red. And I was so convinced that I had like discovered like the secret of this like this like roulette machine in Vegas, and I was like, I gotta get up because if I sit here for another minute, I'm gonna lose all my fucking
money. You just became Rain Man.
Yeah. For like a minute, I was like Rain Man. I was like, I gotta bet on black, then bet on even. I gotta bet. But it was but then while I was doing that, there was like a guy next to me, and I wasn't like I don't look at other people's shit, like I'm not nosy like that. But
you did.
But in this instance, things
I'm
not
nosy.
Different.
But in this case,
in this one case, things were a little bit different.
So let's hear it.
So I'm just gambling, and like all of a sudden, I just hear this guy right next to me. He just goes, God damn it! And he like hits the roulette board, and I was like, oh shit. And I just look out of the corner of my eye, and all I see is him shaking his head while putting another $100 bill into the machine. And I was like, holy fuck. This dude probably just lost like exactly that amount, if not more. And he's putting more money. Like that's how addictive gambling is, dude. Like these people. I met this.
Well, it's just the rush. It's just the.
Well,
it's the idea.
It is the rush. Yeah.
It's the idea of like you never knowing what's going to happen. It's the potential.
It's a rush of like because when
it's it's like the idea like if you were to every time you were to smoke weed, something amazing could happen to you.
It's true.
It's like that idea.
So and what people don't realize is that it doesn't matter how much you win. It's still addictive. Like this, you could win like $10.
Yeah.
But if you hit, like you'll see the machine be like, and you get money, and you're like, oh shit, I just won, yo! And you're like, yeah, let's do that again.
Like,
let's make that happen more.
I've been playing for like 10 hours.
Yeah, right. People are like, we shut up. You've been here since like 2 o'clock. It's 3 a.m. Like, no, but like literally, it's like. You'll hit like $10. You're like, wow, that felt good. Let's get more of that. And then you'll hit more and more.
Yeah,
and you'll be like, holy shit, I'm hitting. And then you'll start to bet more money, and you'll get a big hit. You'll be like, yo, this is awesome. I have like $100. And then you'll make another big bet, and that's when you lose. And you're like, fuck. But I was at like 100 before I could get back up to that. But then you just start losing and losing and losing. And you're like, well, fuck, how do I get back to that good feeling? That good feeling where I was like, like where I was like clapping and like a monkey. You know?
How do I get back to like the endorphins?
Yeah, like how do I get back to the dopamine? Like how do I get that dopamine back? And literally you'll sit there.
I gotta punch this fucking old man in the face.
You'll watch $40 go from $200 to $0. And the only thing you could think is I have to put another 40
What happens if I get 200? You know,
yeah,
like now
you're like, okay, if I get 200 on this next 40, then I really only lost 100 like 40. I really only lost 120.
Well, it's just the idea of like, well, it's all random, so fucking but it's not.
But that's the thing is if you're not smart, you just wind up sitting there and the next thing you know is your entire bank account's gone. And you're like, well, I can't win anything back. I don't have any money. Like, I can't put anything in the machine to win that back. Like I
have debt now.
I can't turn $5 into anything because I have $0. And that's when you wind up on the street saying, hey, can you spare some change? Like, hey, please change. And that's it. You're just a victim of Las Vegas again. I saw this guy in the Golden Gate Casino, which is on Fremont Street. It's not on the Strip. And this guy claimed to be a stand-up comedian. And his name was Tommy P. And he's like, I'm sitting on the roulette board, and he's like, hell yeah! Like, we both hit on, like, 00. It was such a random hit. I didn't even mean to bet on it. Yeah. But we both hit. And we're like, fuck yeah! And he's like, hell yeah, man! He's like, I work as a stand-up comedian, so you know I'm always sitting on the roulette board all day. And I was like, oh, I'm a comedian, too.
You know what that is? That means that guy is...
my future?
Yeah. Like, that's the thing, is that you're like, it's like you're... that guy's like Bruce Willis in that movie, The Kid. And you're just like you're just seeing your older self.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, it was basically like looking into a mirror. Like, you know that scene in like
oh, that movie.
Yeah. No, you haven't seen it, but there's a scene in Once Upon a Time in America where Robert De Niro's like a young character, and then he steps up to a mirror, and it's like in the future, and he's old, and it's like, whoa, what a great shot. But anyway, so I'm talking to this guy, and I'm like, Tommy P. And I'm like, I'm a comedian too. He's like, what's your name? My name's Tommy P. I'm like, well, I'm Tommy C. My name's Tom Corsese. I'm from New York. He's like, I've heard of you. And I was like,
no, you haven't.
Yeah, no, you have not heard of me.
Unless he has. What if he is our listener?
I was just like, I was like, really? How have you heard of me? And he's like, yeah. He was like, well, I'm a huge fan of the podcast Orange.
That's the thing. He's like, dude, I've been listening since fucking day one.
Yeah, I've been a diehard. You guys wouldn't even be on YouTube.
This guy knows like the trivia and everything.
YouTube was trying to ban you. I appealed for your ass.
If there was ever like a podcast Orange trivia night, which there will be at one point,
Tommy P will be the sole
He'll be the fucking
member. But no, I was like, I asked him, I'm like, how do you know who I am? He's like, because, I've been up there to New York and stuff. And I was like, oh, right. And then, like, he just kept talking. And
his head, in the fucking crack house.
The more he talked, the more I realized he only considered himself a comedian because, according to him, he's like, see, I bring the comedy to here. I bring it right here, and I make everybody laugh. And I'm like, You're a fuck up.
You're just
a homeless, babbling, insane person. You're fucking insane. You just call yourself a comedian and you waste.
That is funny though that you could believe like, oh yeah, this guy's a comedian.
For a minute, I was like, all right, he might be like.
Because it makes sense. It's like,
yeah,
comedians are fucking crazy.
I mean, yeah, and to be honest, like if I was gonna see a comedian anywhere, like losing his money on a fucking roulette board in Las Vegas,
sense.
So yeah, it would make perfect sense. But like.
The
more I talked to Tommy P, the more I realized that Tommy P is actually the
He's
name. He's
killing it in the Las Vegas scene.
Of a meth addict. he even...
He's killing it in the Las Vegas
I asked him what is his...
scene.
I was like, what's your real name? He's like, Tommy Pi... He was like, Tommy Pizane, but to you, that's Tommy Penis Eye. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to remember that.
I know that guy.
But,
Tommy Penis.
Yeah. Vegas was just a...
Tommy Panisi.
Tommy Panisi. Vegas was just a wild trip, but like while I was like on acid there, like you really do realize how much of a money hole it is because the whole place is designed.
Well, that's the economy of the
fucking
state is Las Vegas. Most of Nevada's income comes from fucking Las Vegas, so it's just a money pumping machine. They're not gonna fucking give you $1 million. The only time that never happens.
Yeah, and like
it's designed to beat you.
And it's like you could go to a bar or a nightclub, but you lose it's like okay, so you lose money on the machines in the casino, or like like blackjack or whatever, and then you go to a bar and you lose like another $200 on drinks. It's like Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? It's exhausting. Like it really is exhausting. And we did, we did what we could, but it's like. No, at that point, you lost all that money. You're like, I don't even want to buy a hooker. I'll just jerk off. Like,
I would still buy a hooker just because, like, when in Rome, you know what I mean?
But it's like this is kind of what the point I was going to get into, where I just don't.
I buy hookers all the time.
I'd rather just get laid. Like I'd rather get.
But did you?
Well, here's the thing. This girl did want to fuck me, but she was not hot.
So what?
What do you mean? So what?
So what?
I'm here with.
Who says she has to be hot?
I'm here with 3 friends. I'm gonna ditch them at 2:00 because the fucking chunky mom of 2 at Bally's who's addicted to crack is hitting on me. Like
yes. Do I have to fucking spell it out for you?
All right.
What are you talking about?
Maybe I didn't do Vegas right.
No, yeah, this girl bang some fucking 3. She's a fucking.
We were just in the pool at Bally's, and this
Who is
girl.
This woman?
She was just like with
mother of 2.
She just came up to me with her black friend, and she was like,
"Oh, black friend."
It's important that I mention that. It is.
Okay, no, I'm just kidding. All right, go on.
Because she comes over and she's like, she's like, white boy, where are you from? And I was like, I'm from Long Island, actually. She's like, oh, word. And like, she like starts talking to me, and she's just like, this is one of those girls who like starts spilling her life story to you like immediately.
Right.
And she's like going on, and she's like, yeah, like I know I shouldn't be here because I got a kid.
Oh yeah.
But his baby daddy is an ice fisherman in Alaska, and I'm like, wow, this is really.
I mean, how unattractive was she though?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
3.
Well, I mean
3.
All right.
She was bad. So like she's going on, and then like she's like, let me buy you a drink, and I'm like, absolutely, yeah, I'm down for a drink, and I'm walking, and I see my friends like laughing at me because they're like, yo, what are you doing with this bitch? And I'm like, yeah, and like, I'm walking over to the bar with everyone next to the pool, and here's the thing, like her friend, and there was like a lot of black people around, and like she's just going, I usually don't like white guys, and I'm like, hey, nobody likes white guys, right? But then she goes, I don't like black. But then while we're walking, she goes, I don't like black guys either, though. Like I really don't like black guys. And like while she said that, like I could feel like just every like black person without just like looking over, just like what the fuck is going on? Like literally, like she was openly and loudly like announcing that she didn't like black guys, like, and I'm like standing there like, I don't know this bitch. I've never met her. I am not with her.
Was this lovely 33. Lady? What was her name? Oh
fuck, I don't remember.
Stacy.
No, it was like she was half Hispanic. I don't remember her name though.
Sounds hot.
Yeah, I mean she was not hot.
I mean she's a 3. You just get like
3.
You know what? Like no fuck. I would probably not do that.
But once she bought me a drink, I was like thank you, and then I just went back over to my friends and I was like hey guys, like it's. Like I was so not down. It's great. Like it's
crazy. Just pissed on her face. That's what I would have done. Not even like put your dick in her mouth. Just be like, yo, you want to suck my dick? And then just take your dick out and just piss on her.
You know what I should have done? I should have been like, I'm really not interested, but I know a great guy named Jackson who lives in Long Island. I'll get you a plane ticket. He would love you. He would absolutely love you.
I mean, I would just, like I said, just pee on her fucking face.
On her face.
Instead of like...
Ladies, any ladies out there, Jack is a sexy man who will pee on your face.
Well, like, you can touch it if you've been good. You know
Golden shower salesman.
Selling some shit. Well, it sounds like a fun trip, Tom. Let's talk about something else. We've been fucking talking about this for 25 minutes already. You've been to the West. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You're the first fucking asshole who's been to Vegas.
Fucking ass, all right?
Well, yeah, it's being,
How about we talk about DaBaby again? He is getting canceled.
Why? Because he said... What did he say? I don't even know.
He basically, like...
Something
I think
about
it was
gay
like
people.
Something about like
he said he was gay.
Yeah, he was like I think he said like all fags should burn in hell. It was something along this like no. What did DaBaby say? What did DaBaby say? DaBaby.
The kids like DaBaby, right? All you kids out there listening, you guys.
Yeah, DaBaby is a rapper. So he made this homophobic rant or something. What did he say? It was like at
he said
he was at Rolling Loud and he went on a homophobic rant in the middle of his set where he goes, if you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up, DaBaby said.
It's a weird chant.
And then he goes, lady, yeah, right. Just in the middle of his
right
set.
After a song, people like, I don't remember this one.
Can you imagine if like Led Zeppelin did that after playing Stairway to Heaven? Like, it's just like, and she's by the stairway. Alright, if you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, put your cell phone lighter up. And
ladies and gentlemen, Queen.
Yeah, right. And up next, Guns N' Roses. But
I was thinking Freddie Mercury.
Oh yeah, true. Or Easy.
Come on, Tom.
Yeah, I should be.
Catch up.
But anyway, so then he said, ladies, if your pussies smell like water, put your cell phone light in the air. Fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighter up. So he's implying that it's bad to suck dick in the parking lot. Which, let's be fair, I don't think it's good for anybody, regardless of sexual orientation. I don't think it's good for anybody to suck dick in the parking lot.
Why?
Well, because your knees get all fucked up. There's gravel.
How do you know you're in the fucking on the ground? What if you're in a car?
Well,
I mean,
I don't consider that in the parking lot. Like, you're in a car.
Yeah, you're in a car in a parking lot.
Yeah, but in the parking lot.
Like, it was like outside of a car.
When you're in the parking lot, you think of a guy like in a parking, like literally, like
listen,
standing.
I think that might be a romantic gesture. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm old fashioned.
You do it when you're gonna propose.
I'm just old fashioned. I'm a romantic. So.
But then he said But then people got mad at him. Of course, they're like, "Hey, that's homophobic. Like, what's so bad? What's so bad about men sucking dick? This and that." And like, You know.
Well, why did he? The question is, why did he just like bring that up randomly out of a song?
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, he's getting dropped from all these festivals now, and like he's like people are.
What if he was paid by like an AIDS organization to give a message?
Right.
He just fucked it up
like,
really badly.
They're like, listen, with like COVID and cancer, like we can't compete anymore. We need somebody to bring us back into the limelight. You're the guy.
People know you. You know,
you're DaBaby.
You're the one and only baby.
Yeah, you are the baby. All those other babies don't count. You're
like
the single baby. The
baby at the end of Children of Men.
You're like the baby at the end of Rosemary's Baby.
But so
he's getting in trouble. Okay. And like, I don't know. It just didn't seem that bad. Like it's like he said like, so what? So what? Like you shouldn't be sucking dick in the parking lot.
Yeah. I mean when I see doubled down. That's a ballsy move for DaBaby. But then
I think his justification, he was like, see, that's...
I just don't like sucking dick in the parking lot.
Yeah, he was like, look, I just don't think faggots have rights. And wow, that actually is... No, he didn't say that.
No, but what if he was just like, listen...
He didn't say that at all.
What if he sucked dick in the parking lot and he was just being really, self-conscious?
He was just like, look, guys,
I'm not sucking dick in the parking lot!
You know what they say about bullies? We're really just making fun of ourselves. And that's it. But so he goes... When people try to, get him to say, categorize his comments, he goes, I wasn't going on no rant. That's called a call to action. That's what's called because I'm a live performer. Look, all the lights went up, gay or straight. You want to know why? Because even my gay fans don't have fucking AIDS. I mean, I would hope they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, for the sake of them.
But the fact that he said, even, wow, he should get canceled, kill him.
So then he
actually, I mean, I understand why people. I'm just fucking around. I mean, I get why people are.
It's one of those things where it's like
that's it's just a thing to say.
But I don't think he's homophobic. I think he's just like an ignorant dude. Like what I mean? Like he doesn't realize like I
don't really give a shit.
Like sucking dick is an easy punchline that I've seen a lot of hack comedians go for where they're like, yeah, well, at least you didn't wind up sucking dick in the parking lot. And it's like,
yeah, gay people suck.
Yeah, like, imagine if I was gay. Screw that. That's so lame. But, no, but literally that's what it's like. 69. It's just such an easy hack punchline.
I got you.
And it's like, I don't think it makes you homophobic just because you're a hack. And, that's just, I think he was just being a little hacky. Like, he was trying to be funny. He was saying some bullshit in between his songs. It didn't really work out. He didn't really have a point. He thought it would hit, and then he just thought if he said sucking dick that he would get a laugh, and it didn't, and it made people mad, and he should apologize, but he's not a homophobe. It's like...
He'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not gonna fucking...
He's a rapper.
Suffer from this.
Yeah, he'll be alright. He's not...
Dude, he's gonna be playing at Coachella later this year, and all the gay people are gonna be fucking dancing along to his song. I guarantee fucking...
You guarantee.
If that does not happen...
sworn statement from Jack Simmons.
If that does not happen...
Jack Simmons guarantees that gay people will be dancing for DaBaby at Coachella later this year.
Well, hold on. Pending COVID restrictions.
Which I'm pretty sure is not even planned for the end of this year, by the way. But Jack guarantees.
Pending for COVID shit. Whenever it happens. I don't know when fucking
all right, whatever. Pending the COVID caveat.
If that does not happen... what do you want me to do?
I want you to cut your dick off.
Well...
If that does not happen, Jack Simmons has to cut his dick off. Anybody who's listening, if you're with me, say nothing. Well, I agree. You have to.
Hey, don't do that. Bitch what? Hard. Who said that? Fucking...
What? We have a fan.
Hey. But, no, he's going to be fine. I don't really give a shit. I think that, people got angry because he said something stupid about gay people. And then he said another stupid thing about gay people.
Yeah, he backed it up with an even more stupid thing.
And then it's just like and then at the end, what happened was, and I know what happened at the end, his fucking manager got on the phone and was like, listen, you motherfucker, I'm going to write out this statement, and you're going to put it on Twitter, and you're going to shut the fuck up and play your goddamn songs, or I swear to God, I'm going to cut your goddamn dick off.
And then he was like, okay.
That's what happened. I'm guaranteed. And then he put out that fucking statement.
All right. Sworn statement from Jack Simmons guarantees that exact transcript conversation between DaBaby and his manager,
you know how those
word for word,
you know how those fucking agents are,
verbatim.
Man. You know how those people are. They're cutthroat.
They're
that's
cutthroat.
How they talk. You know. So that's what happened.
All right.
And if that did not happen, then sue me, DaBaby.
Well, I just hope you know this is admissible in court.
Yeah, he's not gonna sue me. He's a fucking pussy. pussy. That's why.
Yo.
You're a fucking bitch, DaBaby. You ain't gonna sue
Jack
me.
Simmons is calling DaBaby out right now.
You fucking
Holy
little
shit,
bitch.
he's calling him a
Actually,
bitch.
Wow.
More like DaBitch.
Yo! That's never been said before. He's gonna come here and fucking kill me.
Yeah, right. You're just gonna wake up in your room and there's gonna be like 5
What the
dudes
fuck
with guns pointed at you.
Take
Take that bitch out of his bed. It's like, no, please. They just tie you up and start beating you with baseball bats. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, that could happen. But, I mean...
well, you've accepted all possibilities.
You know, that's what you have to do. It's just like what we said about gambling. Sometimes you gotta roll the dice.
Sometimes you gotta roll the dice.
Fucking just
Sometimes you just gotta put it all on black.
That's what's gonna happen. Like, sometimes you could end up getting killed. That's why people gamble and get killed. That's why they get into business with the mob. And speaking of the mob, there is a fucking Sopranos movie coming out.
Italians everywhere are rejoicing as they hang from...
Ray Liotta's gonna be in the fucking movie.
As the Italians hang from their orangutan tails from the trees of Italy, they rejoice.
That's what Italians...
Eating bananas and spaghetti.
Hey,
Hey, baba da boobity, that's racist. You over the guy.
My grandpa used to
do you really think you can be prejudiced against us, Gabon?
Well, I remember... Hey, capiche. Fucking...
Nice.
Not bad.
Nice Italian.
All right.
Hey, you know what I say to that? Capiche. All right? Hey, you know what?
Forget about it, huh?
Hey, you know what else?
Mangiare.
Hey, you know what else? Mamma mia. All right, how about that? Mamma mia.
Dude, fucking...
Italians really are just not humans.
Well, my grandpa's like Irish, full Irish.
Oh, they're not humans either, sorry.
When we would get Italian food... He would just be outside the restaurant, just be like, "Hey, babidi-boobidi," like just making racist comments. I knew he like meant it too. He's like, "Fuck those Italians," because he's old school.
Well, I mean, Italians and Irish. It's funny. They have like, they really are like, they're like a married couple that hates each other because they've always hated each other, but then they always fuck. Like, there's so many Italian-Irish mixes on the
because Italians are hot, you know.
Yeah, and Irish people are
hot
rapists.
Yeah. Dude.
That's not true. Italians are rapists also.
Not all Italians are attractive, though. Some, too many,
well, the men are not attractive.
The men, but also
the
like...
women, yes.
Well...
The women, I'm sorry, Italians...
You know what, though? You gotta do something about your arm hair, okay? It's called a fucking razor.
This ain't France, motherfucker.
I've seen too many...
Italy.
I'm not even talking about Italy. I'm just saying a lot of Italian-American broads around here need to... shave their arms.
Oh, coming from you.
That's true.
The hairiest fucking.
This is becoming too misogynistic. I don't want to fucking deal with.
Yeah, really, you disgusting creature. Look at you sitting barefoot on my couch with your hairy legs. Do you think I welcomed you to that? Do you think I said, "Yeah, go ahead, put your feet on my couch"?
Well, I would hope that you'd be
sicken me. Really, the fact that you would insult any women. I'm just kidding.
I insult women all the time, but but that's not. I insult men all the time too, so it's even.
Yeah, that works out. Yeah, there's no privilege involved. There's no social dynamic.
I think that I'm an edgelord, bro.
Yeah,
people
living on the edge.
Woo-hoo!
Jack Simmons is on the cutting edge.
Living on the edge.
Oh, anyway,
what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Who gives a shit? Let's change the topic. Our governor is a fucking predator.
Oh yeah.
Shit. That's the news.
This is the Predator Hour on Podcast Hour.
And we got Andy C in the house.
Big Andy C.
You didn't.
How's it going, Andy? Let's tell us why did you do it?
Well, I like to kiss women.
Well, why though? When they don't want you to do it?
I kiss people all the time.
But you don't know. No, people don't do that. That's not normal.
Well, apparently it is. He said you didn't watch his fucking address yesterday.
No, can we pull it up?
It was great.
Let's pull it up.
It was fantastic. I mean, it's a long address, so there's got to be look at the highlights.
All right, I want to pull up a long video. Too long didn't watch.
Too long.
Let's summarize it for me.
I mean, I only saw parts of it. I didn't really see the whole thing.
Ooh.
But the parts I did see, he was just like talking about how he kisses people all the time. Just like that's his he's just like.
He's like, it's my hobby. I kiss people young, old.
Then he showed a slideshow of just like various public officials, including Bush, Obama, and Bill Clinton, who he's all like near and kissing. And then he's just like, I kiss people on the streets.
What the photo doesn't show is the snub nose that he's pointing at their waist while he's doing it.
Well, him and Bill Clinton, you know what they're saying? They're like, we both like to fuck really young interns. And so the only difference is Bill Clinton can actually get laid, whereas Andrew Cuomo's kind of a loser because he can never get laid.
Well, Bill Clinton can commit rape. That's different.
But he also got, I think he got consensually laid too. He knew how to play the saxophone.
Well, maybe Monica.
He's like, listen, baby. He's
like, listen, I'm the president of the United States.
You gotta suck my dick.
Look, why wouldn't you suck my dick?
But
I would suck
Andrew
my dick
Cuomo's,
if I could reach down there.
Andrew Cuomo's like, listen, I'm the governor of New York, and they're like, who gives a shit?
He's like, okay, I was America's governor during COVID.
I wrote a book.
You should fuck me. You should fuck me now. Fuck me.
You know what? I fuck it. You should run for president.
Could you imagine if Andrew Cuomo, like, while he was, like, harassing somebody, like, made them, like, twist his nipple rings? Like, he's like, twist it for me. Oh.
Dude, and, that's weird.
It's interesting, though, because he was, like, during the all the shit with Trump, like,
not to sound too edgy.
He was so quick to, like, call Trump this and that, and, like, call Trump, like, a sexist or whatever. And it's like, who are you to even talk, you monster?
Well,
like,
honestly,
you are literally a hypocrite. You're guilty of the same shit.
His brother's a piece of shit also.
And, Chris. They're both pieces of shit.
Their dad was a piece of shit, too. Mario was a fucking dick.
It's funny that CNN...
He actually almost was a baseball player. He was a minor league fucking... He played minor league for the Mets. I think. Or some other team.
Weird.
Anyway, just a little factoid. But yeah, Mario Cuomo was an asshole. Although he was actually a pretty solid governor.
People loved him when he was mayor.
Yeah, but he was just... but just I'm saying on like a personal level. Like, he was just an asshole. Like, people didn't like him.
But the thing is, like,
and Andrew's
with Andrew, it's like you see this. It's just like true political hypocrisy. It's like you only say what you think is right because you know that's what the people want to hear, and you don't even mean it. Like, you're calling Trump all these horrible things when you're guilty of the same horrible things. Like,
you mean a politician could be a hypocrite and a liar?
I know.
What?
Isn't it so shocking? But it's just like,
whatever.
To see it really happen right in front of you, just in the course of a year, and it's so blatant.
Well, do you remember, I don't know, you're a youngin', when fucking Elliot Spitzer, like, fucked that hooker, and then...
Vaguely.
He was the governor for, like, 2 years, and he was gonna be, like, he was a Democrat also, like, but, like, he was gonna be, like, a tough-on-crime Democrat, and they found out he was just, like, banging this prostitute for a while. And he had to resign as a result. And they got David Patterson, the first blind governor of all time. And he couldn't fucking...
They're like, Mr. Patterson, what do you think of this graph?
Dude, honestly, SNL...
don't know.
That's back when SNL had balls. Because they had, what's his name, Fred Armisen play David Patterson as just like this Mr. Magoo type blind buffoon. And then David Patterson was like, you have to stop doing that. Like, fuck you. I mean, it was just kind of making fun of his blind.
I mean, yeah, they're just literally just making fun of him for being blind.
Actually, it's kind of a dick move now, I think.
Yeah, right. Like, in retrospect, it's like, damn, that was kind of cold.
That's fucking mean. Yeah. But then, what I'm saying is they, instead of being like, we're sorry, they just doubled down into the same fucking sketch.
It is kind of funny, like a blind governor, though. It's like, all right, it's like you have to press the button that changes everything. Beep, wrong button, you fucking
you can make a funny, like, that's like a sitcom-y thing.
Yeah, it's cartoony.
Yeah, you can make... He's the blind governor.
Yeah, you can make fun of blind people.
Blind people suck. Can we pick on a fucking, like, more vulnerable group?
Yeah,
just fucking... Why don't we just, like, punch a bunch of...
You know who's even worse? Deaf people, am I right?
Why don't we just punch a bunch of...
They can't even hear it. Can't even hear the fact that we're shitting on them. They're deaf. There's never even going to be, like, a deaf version of this.
We are acting like assholes. Have you read that
book?
It's all
ironic.
Have you read that book, The Hidden Tools of Comedy?
Of course not.
Oh,
it sits there and I use it to catch weed ashes.
Just because there's like a fucking card. I don't know if that was a bookmark or not.
No, that's just a Cards Against Humanity card that somehow got forced in there after drinking too much.
Yeah.
And saying offensive things to my family members.
I'm so ready to move on from the fucking living with the family, to be honest.
Aren't we all?
You know?
But the problem is, I need money.
Yeah. You always just move out on the streets and become Tommy P.
Yeah, I'll be Tommy P. I'll just move to Vegas and I'll just live in the Golden Gate Casino. And I'll just gamble my life away.
You could be like Christy Monroe and just be live in your car and just, become a...
Oh, just living in your car, though. It's kind of hack.
Yeah.
So, yet another comedian that lives in his car.
Wow,
She's a badass.
You're a starving artist.
Thinks he's bad. Oh, look at the starving artist over
Why don't
here.
you actually starve to death?
Yeah, it's like, why don't you actually live at... how about you go balls to the wall and just ditch your car and live on the street, pussy?
Yeah, fucking
You need those walls, you fucking pussy.
And, I don't fuck her. I remember one time she said some bullshit about Kieran McGovern, and he posted on Facebook.
What do you even say about Kieran?
He posted something on a Facebook page hey, would anybody be able to host me and about him that he's in a wheelchair and stuff. Duh.
Right, yeah, of course.
Duh. I'm just kidding.
Doy.
Anyway, so she took his fucking post and posted it publicly. It was on a private page. It was look at this fucking guy asking for handouts and it kind of
wow.
A real comic lives in their car and fucking busted their ass to do it. I have to, and somebody pointed out hey, why don't you lighten up? He's like, I don't give a shit. Fuck him. And yeah, she sucks. And then
wow.
But you know what? That brought...
this guy is in a wheelchair, and she's I don't give a shit about chairs.
Yeah, that's kind of what she said, and it kind of united all of Long Island comedy for a day. It was kind of nice. I remember that was the same day that Kobe Bryant died. That happened.
Wow, very interesting.
Very interesting
combination of days.
Yeah, right. Maybe that was what caused it. Maybe she is responsible.
Yeah, it was the energy.
Actually, I shouldn't say that because she could actually hear this and fucking sue me. But
she's not gonna hear this.
I don't give a shit. Even if you do, I don't care.
Hey, if you hear this, what up?
Yeah,
I would fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, but still.
What's gonna happen?
I would too. Yeah, I would too, but still, she sucks. Anyway,
man,
Kobe Bryant's been dead for over a year,
Yeah.
And same with fucking, all those people. Who else died this year? Oh, Charles Grodin died. We missed a lot of people who fucking died. Did you ever watch Midnight Run?
No.
It's a good movie. Anyway, who else died?
Just bringing up dead people.
We're doing the obituary.
Who else died? My grandma.
My advisor's mom.
My advisor's mom. Yeah, she died.
I have to get a new advisor.
My neighbor.
I have to get a new advisor.
How about this, Jack? How do you feel about what the new rules in the city?
What new rules?
The new rules about vaccines.
Oh.
If you haven't heard,
I don't know.
New York City...
What are the new rules again?
So, New York City is basically
vaccine.
effective sometime in September. New York City is issuing a mandate that requires proof of vaccination in order to enter gyms, restaurants, and bars. So, I mean, I don't know exactly what those umbrella terms encompass, but that's the basic gist of it.
Well, I know me and Tom disagree on this issue, but that's fine.
That's what really. I have the vaccine.
Yeah, I do too. But I think, listen, I don't give a shit. If you're not really getting the vaccine at this point, I mean, not to sound like a shill or a fucking hack, because that's what I'm about to, but you really are an idiot. You are a dumb person. Because it's just the hubris of thinking that you know more than a doctor or a scientist. And I get it. I totally get it, because most doctors are complete assholes, just as people, personality-wise. Yeah. So I get why somebody fucking hates doctors. I know good doctors, but I know bad doctors too. So I get it, but at the same time, they know their shit, and just to act who the fuck
do they though? My uncle's a doctor. He once told me that I didn't need to wear a helmet while I was skiing. I think he just wanted me to die.
Well, yeah, that probably might be too.
I don't know if we can always trust them.
Or maybe it's just, I'm not saying always, but I'm just saying in general, they know more than you.
Right, of course, yeah.
As just but people don't act that way. They're like, who the fuck is, excuse me, I need to drink something.
What a brilliantly worded argument.
I'm getting there. Give it time.
Keep going.
Give it time.
Keep trudging along. You'll get it.
Fucking, listen, just get the goddamn vaccine or I'm going to come to your house and shit in your mouth. And then I'm going to keep doing that
and then you'll definitely have COVID.
And then, yeah. And then I'm going to keep doing that every day until
you'll
you get
also have AIDS.
So, I don't know why somebody doesn't go on the TV and say that. As I have seen all the commercials, they've never resorted to just, like, threatening people.
I mean, why don't they just get on TV and just say, like, hey, you remember that Family Guy where it's like, I heard anyone who doesn't want to go to war is gay? Like, why don't they just do that? Where it's like, yes, I heard that anybody who doesn't get vaccinated is gay.
This is
and
actually
then you just
a
see all the
cure.
Republicans are like, I'm going to get vaccinated.
Or just tell them it's like a cure for homosexuality. Like, trick them.
Just listen here. If you get vaccinated,
and I get it.
Facebook will not be able to monitor your posts.
And here's the thing.
Oh, shit. Sign me up.
I get why people are hesitant. I understand. I was hesitant at
first.
I
mean, here's one I'll say. I don't get why anyone's scared of a vaccine. What I do get is some people have medical illnesses where they're allergic to vaccines. Like, I know people personally who they have allergies that they cannot get regular vaccines. So it's like, if they can't get the vaccine because of a medical illness, like, well, what do? They're just not allowed to go into restaurants and bars in New York City now. Like, that's kind of fucked up, and especially because it's not their fault, but nobody has any kind of, like, nobody's working on that part of the solution. It's just get your vaccine or cry about it. And, like, that's not very fair. I mean, people who have an allergy that prevents them from getting a vaccine shouldn't be barred from places.
I'm sure there's
But those people should just not go out. Just stay home. Well, why don't you just fucking stay home?
No,
stay home and cry. Be in the dark and cry at home.
And die.
And die at home. That's what they're telling people. They're saying die at home. Like, I mean,
I don't think that's what people are saying.
But for those people. But then again,
I don't think.
Here's what I agree with you.
I think there's probably circumstances where they have, like, they can have exceptions to it. I'm not where they can actually, like, carry some sort of notice that, like, hey, I can't get the.
But I did really see one story, and granted, it was a Twitter thread, but there was one story.
Oh, then that makes sense.
She was saying, like, she applied to a college, and that was the reason she couldn't get the vaccine, but they denied her, like, entry because she didn't have the vaccine, even though she couldn't get the vaccine because of a medical reason. But they still said, you can't come to our school.
That could have.
And that's like.
How do you know that was the reason?
She could have just had shit grades.
Yeah, they're like, who the fuck is...
If that was the reason, though, it does warrant a lawsuit because it's not really fair.
Yeah, it probably does. In that case, it does. But I'm saying, in general, I don't think it's an unfair thing to sort of, like,
I'll say this.
Here's the thing I feel like I feel like Americans are dumb. And as like a country, we are a very stupid country who act like man-children. And I'm not a big fan of the government or any like big institution, but at the same time, it's like Americans act like children, so people are like they're going to be treated like children. If they just got the vaccine,
you realize how much of a statist attitude that is. Like, that's the same attitude that like any dictator has. They're like, the people really are just children, and I need to lead them, and I need to tell them what's good and what's wrong, and they are children, and they must listen to me because I am the dictator.
Or we could just just fucking die, or that happens.
Well, I mean,
it's like dictator language.
Well, man. I mean, I'll say this: I agree with you.
That's a very hyperbole.
Can you let me agree with you?
That's a very exaggerated.
Let me agree with you for 1 second.
No. Fuck
right,
you! You're wrong.
Fuck you. The vaccine is poison. If you get it, you're a sheep. Yeah. No, but here's what I'll say. I agree with you that the point where you said if you don't get the vaccine at this point, you're stupid. I agree. Like, just get it. Like, it's a shot. You've gotten every vaccine in your whole life, or you didn't because your parents have always been retarded. But if you did, you got every other shot in your whole life and nothing happened to you. You now know hundreds of people who have the vaccine, nothing happened to them. You don't want to get COVID. Like, COVID can still kill you. Like, why wouldn't you get it? It's so stupid. And I, too, in a sense, blame anti-vaxxers for the situation we're in, because we wouldn't even be having this discussion if people had just got the fucking thing when it came out. Instead, everyone's like, no, I don't know what I'm putting in my body. I'm fucking scared. Hey, the government is going to track me. And now you have a whole city that's trying to force it. And I do, but here's where I don't agree with you.
They wouldn't have done this if people had just acted like
right, but I still think think it's wrong, because I think it's wrong.
Restaurant? For what, though?
Because I do think certain things should be at your own risk. Like, going to a bar is going to a bar. Like, you can, all kinds of bad things can happen to you at a bar. But, like, we don't, like... But we don't put bars on the windows just because you can get stabbed.
Because it's not the same thing.
But it is. More people get more people have died just in bar fights and shootings than they have from COVID.
But it's not the same thing when there's a specific, communicable illness that's out there that's killing people at an unusual rate. This is not a normal time.
But it's not killing as many people now. It was killing people, but now it's especially it's weird that the city did this because most of New York, especially most of the city, is vaccinated. So it's why are you guys even putting this measure for? I would understand, in Las Vegas, they brought back the mask mandate while I was there. I totally got it. I mean, if the COVID...
So why is a mask mandate, here's the thing. Why is a mask mandate, people are generally yeah, okay, it makes sense. But a vaccine mandate... Because
the mask is just something you can put on your face.
But I get why a vaccine is permanent, blah, blah, blah. But that still comes down to people don't trust the vaccine, which is on them because they're dumb. I'm not saying that all the vaccines are perfect right now, but the fact of the matter is every anti-vaxxer knows, most people they know are vaccinated and are all fine. I'm just guaranteed, the odds of it not working. So at the same time, I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, but when is this gonna end? Is the question. It's kind of like when we were talking about this before.
I don't know when the fucking.
But it's not gonna end. It's gonna be a thing.
It's not gonna be
it's just gonna be a thing now, where it's you're gonna have to show this thing to get into places, and it's we're gonna accept this as part of our lives, and I don't think it's right. I just think I think people should get the vaccine. I don't know, how you can force it, but what we've been doing for decades is you need it. Your kids need to have vaccines in order to go to public schools. That's always been a thing. That's fine. You need to get a vaccine to apply to most colleges. That makes sense.
But there's a different vaccine.
Yeah, but it's really no different from a flu vaccine.
No, it's
you get it every year, and it gives you immunity to a virus.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same virus.
No, it's a specific pandemic. The COVID virus is actually mutating.
But it's mutating, but the vaccine doesn't even protect you against the mutations.
It has a much higher chance.
The vaccine will stop.
Most of the people that are, most of the people that have died from the mutations are the unvaccinated.
Right, but most of the people, first of all, the Delta variant emerged in the UK. It wasn't even a US form. It actually emerged overseas.
I never said it was.
But the point is, the Delta variant is a different virus. So the vaccine doesn't protect you from that. So more people getting vaccinated.
It does, though.
It doesn't. It's a different virus. It's like saying I got vaccinated for one thing.
It doesn't.
It's not going to protect you from a mutation. It's a different virus. It's a virus that your body has no antibodies for. So getting the vaccine doesn't really stop you from getting the Delta variant. It will stop future mutations from forming because people won't get COVID.
It stops you from getting as sick as blah blah. And
but not with the Delta variant. Only with regular COVID. You got the vaccine for regular COVID. That means that's what you're protected against. You are not protected against the Delta variant with the vaccine.
Right.
So,
but most
why
people
are
that
we forcing this? Why are we forcing people to get it?
Because most people
should get it. People. Are
you gonna let me talk or are you fucking? Right.
No.
Fuck you.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna.
Most people.
All right. That's enough talking.
All right, guys.
All right. Now go back.
Most people that have gotten really sick are from the Delta variant are the ones who are unvaccinated. You have a much higher. You're right. It is a different virus, but your body has built up more immunity through taking the vaccine. And at the same time, it's just the issue that you have is it's more of an issue of liberty, of bringing out these cards. You don't want to show a specific card to bars and restaurants.
Well, yeah, I just don't think it's right. We've never needed to show proof of medical information to enter places like this.
Right.
And now...
But this is but this is a specific time. If this still happens after the fucking pandemic is... completely...
What are you going to do?
If this stops...
Nothing. You're not going to do anything if they keep it going. That's the worst part is people will just fully accept it. No one would take the streets if they didn't stop.
I don't know. I just feel like...
And people forget that your
anger is misplaced.
It's not misplaced. This is going to affect... think of the people who have less access to medical, like resources, like vaccination centers.
What are you talking about?
Like, what do you mean? There's
vaccinations are free.
Yeah, but it's not like you can just... Like, some people live in areas where they're not close to that, and it costs them money just to travel. Like, this is going to affect
people
poor
are able to go...
This is going to affect people who can't afford to
travel. People go to
people's
houses and give vaccines. What are you talking about?
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Since when?
That's a thing.
Pics or it didn't happen.
All right, I'll get pics. All
right, waiting on pics from Jack Simmons. No, that's the thing, like people...
Vaccinations going
this is going to affect people who are not as...
I'm not saying...
Don't have as much accessibility to
and I'm not even like a big...
Like, this is going to infect the impoverished. This is going to affect people who are having bad health care. It is.
It's really not.
It absolutely is.
Dude, what's going to affect bad health care is not getting the vaccine. Do you not understand?
No, but I'm saying these people won't
Do you not understand
be able to get in.
People that will
These people won't be able to even travel.
Dude, people that do not get the vaccine, their health care is going to increase tenfold. Do you understand that their health care?
Yeah, but how are they
not even their health care?
How are you supposed to get the vaccine if you have no money? Like, and you just live in a shit like apartment in the middle of like some ghetto in the city, and like the nearest vaccination place is like 2 boroughs away, and you can't afford to get on the subway, and they won't even let you on the subway because you don't have a vaccine card, so you can't even go to get on the subway to go to get the vaccine because you didn't get it yet because you're poor and you've been raising your kids and scrapping for food for weeks. Like, you need to put yourself...
This is a very specific person that you...
Well, you need to put yourself into the shoes of people.
You know this person?
Yeah,
I know there are poor people and they still have...
Well, it's just so elitist to say, like, humph, get your vaccine and that's it. Like, no, it's not that fucking simple, and we shouldn't be forced to go, like, do it just to get into bars. Like, you should get your vaccine, and there needs to be another way. There really does. This is not it. You ever heard the expression, this ain't it? This ain't it.
Tom's very pissed.
I am. I'm pissed about it.
He's gonna run.
I'm pissed in my city.
You're pissed in my city. You don't live in New York City.
Yeah, but it's my city. It's the only city I identify with.
It's not your city.
It's not my city, but it's the city I identify with. It's the city I love. City.
People need to stop acting like they... New York City.
You need to stop acting like this isn't like a problem. Like, you shouldn't be so happy about this. Like, you're so happy. Like you're just so happy to be like, yes, master, here's my card.
Yes,
like,
that's exactly what I am. No, I'm happy.
But you have no plan if they don't take it away. And you're going to be totally fine if they don't take it away. You'll be like, whatever, it's just part of life. You'll totally assimilate. Yeah, who gives a shit? That's what everyone says.
Okay.
Who gives a shit? And then it's just another thing that you have to show, or another piece of your life that you have to give them. Like,
you know what I'm sick of?
And this is funny because it's funny that you think about it. Like, fascism is defined as like the unification of the state and corporations. This is now the state forcing you to take a drug that's not a drug, a vaccine that's made by a corporation. This is literally the state mandating a corporate product. They should mandate vaccines. It's a corporate product.
They should fucking... Dude, you already have that...
state mandating
You already have to have people doing it for jobs. And you know what's happening? They're just doing it. Their jobs are forcing people to...
Yeah, and I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying the jobs is one thing, but
why is jobs one thing?
Because bars are different than jobs. Like, you shouldn't need to prove credentials to walk into a bar. Like, if you don't want to get sick... Don't go to the bar. Like, if you're willing to take the risk,
but that's more selfish and fucking elitist than anything.
No,
because
it's
you're
not.
Yeah, because you never.
But we've been living that way. And
you don't know anybody that's ever died of COVID. You don't know people that have ever been sick of COVID.
I know Manny had a relative who died of COVID. Like, I'm not saying it's not close to home, but remember, like, people are not dying that much now. Like, look it up. There's really not that many COVID deaths. People get it. They go to the hospital.
Look what's happening in Florida.
And then they go home.
Yeah, you know why people are not dying in New York anymore because of COVID? Because they got the fucking vaccine.
But it's not just New York, and it's really not...
Yes, it is!
And it's like you said, it's not the vaccinated that are getting COVID. It's the unvaccinated, and they're still not dying.
Yes, they're
still not dying.
Yes, they are.
They're not.
Look what's happening in Florida.
They're just not dying as much.
Look what's happening in Florida and Texas. Deaths have actually increased over the past few weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that good? Don't we want more Floridians to die?
No, seriously, for a second. You're acting... I don't like the character... implications that you've made of me as being some sort of like a fucking sycophant to the state, and like so like from the bottom of my heart, like, fuck you for that implication. Because that's not true.
Bro,
that is a fucking bullshit.
It was
narrow-minded characterization.
Bro, it's nothing personal.
Because no, you know what your problem is you don't give a shit about fucking people dying. You don't care because
let's look right now.
Because to you the problem is you want to go to a bar and.
No, it's not about people wanting to go to the bar.
Yeah, it is. It's all about that bullshit. I don't give a fuck.
It shouldn't be conducive to your right to walk into a place that you have to show this shit.
Why do you think deaths are increasing so much in Florida and Texas? Why do you think that is?
It's not because they don't have. It's because Florida has a shitty education system and everyone there's retarded. It's not because they don't mandate vaccines.
Taking the vaccine.
But there's plenty of states that don't have these mandates where they're mostly vaccinated and they're fine. New York is one of those states, so they have no reason to do this. So they're doing it for another fucking reason.
Because they're trying to get more people to do it. I mean, I don't know what and listen.
Because they're trying to force, it's forced, right now in July,
get the fucking vaccine.
In July,
why are you so opposed?
Nationwide, COVID deaths are down. In July, they're way down. Why
are you so opposed to people getting the vaccine?
I'm not. I'm in favor of it.
I'm kidding. I'm saying, why are you so opposed to people getting forced?
Now you're mischaracterizing me. You think I'm opposed to people getting the vaccine.
You're opposed to people getting forced.
You think I'm like some conspiracy theorist who's opposed to vaccinations.
You're not opposed to vaccinations.
I'm not opposed to vaccinations.
You're a conspiracy theorist.
I'm opposed to the state telling businesses that they have to force people to show personal information walk in.
In terms of vaccine cards, that's a whole new thing. But at the same time, New York City is more of a fucking hotbed than Long Island because it's a more populated area. In terms of vaccination cards, I think that one of those things is anti-vaxxers, the people that are so opposed to it. For the most part, not all of them, but for the most part are selfish pieces of shit. Because they know that they have more chance of spreading disease, and they've chosen this route of I don't give a shit about these people. It's my freedom to do whatever the fuck I want. Fuck people dying. People are gonna die anyway. If you drive in your car, you're gonna get you can get into a car accident. So at the same time, you have a risk of dying. So fuck it. And at the end of the day, if they're not gonna be doing it on their own, you're just gonna fucking, I don't know. I don't really give a shit.
Let me ask you, do you really think that
keeping
people out of restaurants and bars is gonna make them get the vaccine? It's not, because there's certain places that they won't be able to require that, because these people are still...
What are you talking about?
Listen, keeping people out of restaurants and bars is not gonna incentivize anyone to get vaccinated. Because what's going to happen is those people are just not going to go to bars and restaurants. They're going to go to the liquor store, who is definitely still going to be allowed to let you in. They're going to go to the grocery store to get their food, who is for sure going to still be allowed to let you in, because they have to. These people need to eat.
I don't want to hang out with a bunch of people that are not vaccinated.
But they're not going to get vaccinated, and COVID is still going to spread, and these businesses are just going to fail, and it's going to create another fucking recession, and we're still going to be in the pandemic, and people are still going to not get vaccinated. It's not even going to solve it. It's just going to cause more problems. And
it's not going to cause any
stupid.
problem.
It's such a fucking stupid solution to this whole thing, honestly. It's the dumbest idea I've heard. Honestly, telling people they can't go to a restaurant or a bar. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Hey, listen.
Because
I want to go to a restaurant.
I was so scared of...
I want to go to a restaurant. Jack, I want to go to a bar, but now I can't because there's a bunch of
Jack, I was so scared of the vaccine. I was convinced they were going to put nanobots in me. But when I heard that I couldn't go to Denny's, you better believe I was convinced. You better believe I marched right down to CVS and got that vaccine. What world do you live in? That's not going to happen. These people are going to say, fuck. These people are going to say, people that are these people are going to say, fuck Denny's. Fuck the city. I'm going to eat all my food at home. I'm going to buy all my beer from the liquor store.
So you have sympathy for the wrong people. That's your
problem.
problem.
I don't have sympathy for anybody. I'm just telling you what's going to happen.
No, you have...
I'm telling you this is not going to solve anything.
You're focused too much.
This is not going to solve anything.
Can you let me speak? You're focused too much on people that... on the wrong people. The people
I'm not sympathizing with them.
Can you let me speak?
But I'm just trying to explain it's not about sympathy. I'll let you say something, but it's not about sympathy. I'm not trying to say I feel bad for those people. I'm trying to say they're still not going to get vaccinated. So what's the point? You're not going to convince them to get vaccinated this way.
Because people that are vaccinated fucking want to go, like...
So we'll be safe and there won't be, but there'll still be people who are not vaccinated. There'll still be mutations of the virus, which we still won't be safe from. And then what? These businesses are going to fail because they have half the people going to... I'm more feeling sympathy for these businesses that are just going to collapse. They are, dude. They're already struggling. They barely made it.
You just said that most of New York City is vaccinated.
Thankfully.
So they're not going to fail.
But that doesn't count for anywhere else. So
they're not going to fail.
But that's not. That's also, keep in mind, the city is Manhattan. But there's also a lot of places in the boroughs where there's plenty of people who are not vaccinated.
Yeah, but most of New York City and all boroughs are vaccinated.
So they'll be good. But when this starts popping up in other places, it's just not fair.
Well, then we'll talk about it some other time. But I'm bored of this conversation. We're talking about...
You're not bored. You have more to say.
No, I've been talking about it for 20 minutes. I don't care.
We're talking about it for 15 minutes.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. Fucking...
It was nothing personal, by the way. I wasn't trying to say you were a statist cocksucker of Joe Biden or anything like that.
I don't care about Joe Biden. Who gives a shit? Did you see that Meghan McCain called, what's-his-face, Chris Cuomo the son of nepotism or some shit?
Really?
It's just like...
Meghan McCain, of all people, talking.
Yeah, fuck her! Anyway, what we're talking about... Oh, the vaccine cards. I don't know, man. I don't even remember. I'm never asked to bring my vaccine card anymore.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. I mean, it'll be...
It won't affect you. It's not going to affect me either. I'm not that bad out of shape about it because I got my shot.
I don't really think it's going to affect anybody. I
got my shot.
It hasn't even been implemented yet.
I just think that, if people want this to end, I guess the best solution is just get the vaccine as fast as possible so they don't know.
Well, obviously, but people, it's not going to happen. So.
Why are these people so afraid of a fucking shot? It's a shot.
Well,
people are scared of needles like little pussies.
Whatever. I mean... Who knows when this thing's going to end? It's going to end, and eventually what's going to happen is people are just going to stop caring. It'll just be
I stopped caring a while ago.
No, but I think what happens
a while ago.
Eventually people will actually just, be like, I'd rather just die than fucking stay in my house all this time. Get busy living or get busy dying.
Well, I mean, that's what I've predicted. That's what I predicted in my scenario just before.
What,
people are just going to not get the vaccine and then they're just going to stay home and die. And then
if that happens...
COVID. There'll be another COVID variant and then we'll get it because we'll have the vaccine for the original COVID but not the new one.
But I don't think...
And then we won't be allowed...
What if there is no new COVID variant and all the anti-vaxxers just die? Then what? Then we're fine.
Then we're fine.
I mean, right? That's the fucking end goal.
That's great. Great.
What's wrong with that, though? Seriously.
I guess.
I mean, I don't care.
I mean, you reap
the bed
you
many,
sow.
You know how many
you
fucking...
reap the bed you sow.
Have you ever... Here's the thing. You talk all this time about, poor people and what... and you champion... You're championing yourself as some, AOC. I'm for the working man bullshit here.
I wasn't doing that.
You were, dude.
I was
exactly
1 point. That was 1 point I brought up.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that for that long. It was 5 minutes. You know the thing about all these healthcare workers and these nurses and EMTs and doctors that are actually dealing with this shit and getting sick because they're dealing with people who are refusing to get the vaccine and spreading the illness, and then they get sick, and it's just you have no sympathy for those people who have to deal with bullshit.
Well, yeah, but they're just like cops. You chose that line of work. You decided to be a doctor. You decided to work with diseased people.
Don't you think that's kind of a cold... Sick. Don't you think that's kind of a cold...
Well, you would apply that same thing to cops who get shot. You'd say you chose to be a cop. You chose to step into the line of duty and get shot.
I would have a little more...
You chose to be a doctor. You chose to step in front of disease and get sick.
I mean, don't you think
that's your line of fucking work. You're going to get sick.
Don't you think that's
I don't want to sound that cold. I know healthcare people work really hard and they save people's lives.
And some people get into medical...
I totally don't want to discredit that.
There's a lot of poor people that go into the field of EMT and nursing because they apply those scholarships easily, and there's programs that people go into when they're poor and working class because they accept a lot of people to be nurses because let's be honest, being a nurse for the most part is a really shitty job. You have to work from 10 p.m. to fucking 6 a.m. So they're just we're gonna just fucking hire anybody. So a lot of these people that you're describing, these people that have no fucking options, that don't have the means to go out and get the vaccine that you're talking about, they go into these positions because there's not a lot of options, and they don't want to fucking have to work at some shit job their whole life.
Right, and if they could bring the vaccine back to the neighborhoods they moved out of, we would be good.
But your sympathy is not with them.
Well, so, no, it is. I sympathize with them, but it also, the thing is, but it is kind of like so people were like, can you believe that all these healthcare workers that got sick? It's like, yeah, I can totally believe it. They're working with people who have COVID. Of course they got it. Like, even if they had the vaccine, like, they're literally touching people with COVID.
You're not, okay, like, so what if this person was fucking, I don't know, your sister or something? And
I would feel really bad, but if my sister was a cop and got shot, I would feel bad too.
But wouldn't your anger more be with, like, wow, this wouldn't have happened if this asshole had actually gotten the vaccine and not gone out and been a fucking fuckhead and gotten sick? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I might, but, like, I mean, it could have happened either way because you can still get the virus if you have the vaccine.
I get it when cops go out.
Like, it's the same thing with cops. You'd say, well, it wouldn't have happened if America just had stricter gun laws, but, like, you know, it's the same fucking... It's circles here. Like, it's going in circles.
I didn't know you were a fucking Mr. Ron Paul supporter.
Yeah. Good old Ron. I don't really... America's favorite kook.
I never even said I was like a die-hard fan of vaccination cards. I think.
Well, I mean, it's not the cards.
I think you may, or like.
I'm not like if a business.
Hold on. I never even said that I was like a Mr. Like, woohoo! I'm so glad that you kind of put that.
But you haven't.
I just don't care.
Spoke against it.
I don't care. That's the problem. I mean, that's not the problem. That's my position. I don't care. I'm not offended.
But you're basically saying you're okay with it.
Yeah, I don't.
So you're in favor of it.
I mean, I don't give a shit at the end of the day because I don't care about people that are dumbasses.
But it's not just about like the people who are.
Yeah, it is about people that are dumbasses.
It's about like the businesses who are going to suffer in the economy, and
they're not going to suffer. You're making.
They'll be fine. How do you know? Do you own a small business? Tell me how.
Do you own a small business?
I mean, I work for one.
No, you
lucky.
don't.
Yes,
you don't
I do.
Own a small business. You work for UPS. It's a national company.
We don't work for. It's not the fucking corporation. The UPS store is a franchise owned by one guy. And that's my boss. And he owns 3 stores. And we are lucky that we were essential because we would have not made it if we had to shut down.
Well, yeah, obviously people
closed.
Need fucking...
I would not have a job. But we were essential. We were lucky. We didn't
well, you know, that's the risk you take when you go out and you fucking own a business.
And you own a business.
Yeah, why can't you apply that same fucking logic
Circular reasoning.
No, it's not circular reasoning.
No, I'm using it too. It's fun.
Yeah, why can't you apply that same... Well, that's the risk you take. So
you can.
It's just bullshit.
But maybe that's the risk you take when you go to a bar. You go to a bar, you might get stabbed. You might run into a bunch of guys doing coke.
Why is it just at a bar? You get stabbed at a fucking... You're acting like
because
bars...
this is what it is.
You're acting like this is the Great Mouse Detective. And bars are some sort of
Wild because you're saying scenario. You can't go to, like, restaurants, gyms, or bars. Like, I mean... Why bars? Like, why would you include bars? Like,
who's
bars
saying you can't go to a bar?
The law.
You're saying
the law says that vaccines will be required for entry to gyms, restaurants, and bars.
Yeah.
Why bars?
Why
can't people just go to a bar? Like,
why is a bar different than a restaurant?
Because bars don't necessarily get as packed. Like, some bars are just shitty little
some restaurants
bars.
are
yeah, but packed. Some bars are just shitty little dive bars.
You're acting like bars are some sort of... This is like the Wild West.
It's not the Wild West.
And bars are some places where more violence and hard shit occurs.
It's not about what's violent. It's just like... It's really,
it's
really at your own discretion if you choose to go to one. So it should be at your own discretion.
Yeah, same with a restaurant.
Yeah, but the restaurant is like... It's different
not.
Because it's like a family pace. People bring their kids there. People bring their grandma there who's like on oxygen. I could understand it in a restaurant. But a bar, it's like if you go to a bar, you're just running the risk. You choosing to walk in, you're telling yourself there might be someone with COVID in here, and I'm accepting that. Every bar I've walked into since the pandemic, I said that to myself. Someone in here might have COVID.
I don't know, man.
I'm accepting it. Like, I'm walking into a bar because I chose that. I chose that I would rather go to this bar and do whatever it is I was going to do than stay home and be scared of COVID. And I think people should have the right to say that. But, like, you know, I guess not. I guess you just have to get a shot, which is fine. Get the shot. You should. But it's hard because I'm pro-shot. Like, I'm pro-shot.
You're
I'm just
worked up over it.
I'm pro-shot. I'm just anti this specific
There's
measure.
more, right. There's actual rights violations that are occurring right now.
Like what?
Like people's rights to vote are actually being taken away.
What are you talking about?
And that's more important. In Texas, in Georgia, and Florida, and the legislators are passing specific bills aimed at stopping people from voting. I think that's...
Well, that's bad, but it's like, so, okay, but this, I still think this is worth talking about, too.
I know.
Just because
I'm not
that's
saying
bad doesn't mean that,
that's actual rights violations.
Yeah,
this
but,
is
okay, and people are talking about that, but we should talk about this.
This is not a rights violation. You know what you're acting like this has never happened.
You're acting like it's not an issue.
It's not an issue.
It is an issue.
This has happened before.
This is an issue.
This has happened before. This is not the first time this happened.
Before. You know where it happened? In Mussolini's
No, it
Italy.
didn't. It happened in the United States. Back in this 1917, when the Spanish flu occurred. It was a flu. It was 1917.
Yeah, they did the mask mandate.
Not the mask. They required proof that you got the vaccination to it.
What, and to do what?
Not the vaccination, but the specific medicine that is cured.
To do what?
To cure to protect yourself from the Spanish flu.
Okay, but what was it required for?
What do you mean?
What did they require it to do?
To go anywhere.
To go anywhere? Is that true? If I Google that right now, is it going to be a fact?
I don't know. Maybe. I think so.
Did they
I might be wrong. I could be a complete idiot right now. I know.
You could just be talking out of your ass.
But this has happened before.
Well, no, this hasn't.
In Central America and other democracies, Americas are we're too what's it called, libertarian, and it started when Ronald Reagan was president, and he made a joke like, when a government agent comes to your house, he was very anti-government, and he put all this fear and paranoia of government overreach into the minds of Americans. But it's all just propagated bullshit.
Right, but I still can't find any proof that they mandated a vaccine.
Not a vaccine,
or any medicine for the Spanish flu.
But you needed proof that you did not have.
No, I think you just needed to wear a mask, which we're doing now, which is no problem.
I think that it's not.
Never before has the government said your business has to require that your customers have taken this thing from another business in order to get it. Because that's what it is. Pfizer's a business. Johnson & Johnson's a business. These are all just corporations. The government's saying your customers are required to have used this corporate product to enter your establishment. It's just weird when you put it on paper like that. It doesn't sound good.
Well, yeah. When you say it like that, everything sounds bad. I don't mind. But here's the thing about it is, like, I don't know. I don't really care. It's not going to affect anything. I don't think it's going to. I think within like a month or 2 months, what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. My prediction is like nothing is going to come of that. And we're going to be like, wow, we spent like 50 minutes talking about something that doesn't matter.
Yeah, like half the shit we talked about on the show.
Yeah, but you're so like, you've made all these like character assassination attempts on me.
Bro, we're arguing.
You became like a tomato.
Why do you take everything so personal? You're my friend and we're having an argument.
You became like a tomato. Your face is still red.
Dude, that's just the rapist.
I don't think even like people are gonna. I don't know, man.
Dude, I didn't make any character sessions. This is what arguing is. Like,
you were like, oh, you're such a fucking government suck up to Joe Biden.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get you riled up because we're recording a podcast and I want it to be good radio.
It is good radio.
Because this should be it shouldn't just be like, well, I feel differently about it than you, so you're great.
All right,
Love you, man.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, let's end it there. Great, thanks for listening.
I got it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, nothing. Well, you
know what?
Like,
you're just a Trump supporter. I don't care. Biden's a senile old man, and Fauci is too. You know what would be great?
Fauci, yeah, he's just like, I don't think we're gonna have another lockdown. What time is it?
If we have another lockdown, I'm gonna be pissed. I might. Actually, no. I kind of will be fun though, because think about this though. At the same time, it will suck, and I'll be actually really fucking pissed if they try to do that. But at the same time, like a lot of people that we don't like will also be pissed off. So we kind of have that.
Yeah.
Going for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like.
There'll be something kind of like. They'll be
like, this sucks because I'm in it too. You know
what I miss? I miss that doomsday feeling where
we're gonna
like the end of the world. Like everyone was playing that REM song, like it's the end of the world.
We should have.
I miss that.
I don't know. We should just overthrow the government and not have
not have a vaccine.
I actually legitimately don't think we need a government or any leaders. I think.
Wow.
So
seems Jack Simmons has been reading Anatomy of the State.
I actually...
Jesus, it's when did you turn into the Ron Paul supporter?
No, I'm not a Ron Paul.
You gonna go on Dave Smith's podcast tomorrow?
But I legitimately think that political parties...
the problem we have, Jack Simmons.
And I know this has been said a million times, but political parties are just a game in order to distract us, and we need to overthrow the government and place in a meritocracy system.
You know what we should do?
We need a meritocracy system.
You know what we should do? We should attack the Capitol.
Yes.
Some say we should storm the Capitol.
We should storm the Capitol.
In fact, I think a perfect date for it would be January 6th.
You know what I always thought? Like, you were never pissed off about that. The January 6th thing. And that always, to me, that to me was, like, the way that you feel about this. I'm just a very subdued person, so I'm not getting that angry right now. But
I guess, yeah.
But that always to me was like, why? Like that was like the biggest government overreach of all time. Was when an actual leader, a president, attempted to stay in power past his prime and use this, and the citizens tried to reinstate that person. That was like the biggest government, like. What's it called?
Well, it would have if they did a good job. They just didn't do a good job.
You think that's the first time it's gonna happen? Those people are
probably
those specific people, but like those people mean not them specifically.
Well, yeah, next time it might genuinely be the left. Like I think this created like an idea where people are like, wow, like you really can just walk into the Capitol, can't you? And now I think it's just like the next political party that's ready to explode is probably going to be the left.
No, I don't think that. Why would they do that? I'm not saying that the left. I'm not saying that the left doesn't suck. I'm not a liberal or conservative.
Taking to the streets did nothing. I mean, like, forget abolish the police. We didn't even get reform. Taking to the streets did nothing. So what's the next place? Like, the main target, the leaders, the government.
But not while
it makes sense that
Not while what's it called? Not while the Democrats are in control of both why am I retarded right now? The executive and the legislative branch, they control both chambers of Congress. So why would liberal? And I'm not saying that there are. I'm not saying that there aren't like crazy liberals out there, because I think that the left and the right are both crazy. And
there are insane liberals. There's liberals who hate Joe Biden and think he's a fascist.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that. But they're not gonna. I don't think those people are gonna go out and first off.
Well, they might not yet until they have enough, arms. That's the thing. It's like
those people are pussies. They're not gonna fucking. What do you think Antifa is gonna be like? This is a lot of steps.
They have just as much barb as the fucking Trump people.
Dude, Antifa is a bunch of pussies.
So are the Trump people.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not. Pussies. Yeah, they are, but they're also crazy.
That's what I mean, though. Like, the reason I wasn't threatened by the January 6th thing is because when it looked like before these people started rioting, they all did a bunch of keg stands and shotguns, like shotgun 5 beer. It didn't look professional, organized, or like it was ever going to be successful. Yeah, but it was just like it just looked like a circus.
But at the same time, it was just like, wow, this is pathetic, and this is so dumb.
But next time it'll be people with like guns and shit that do it.
They had pipe bombs. It was an organized.
No, but I mean it'll be people with like real assault rifles, like people with like. I know there were people with guns in there, but like people with like military grade weapons.
A cop was fucking murdered by those people,
and a cop shot a lady.
Yeah, as she should have been shot.
As she should.
Dude, Ashley Babbitt got what was coming to her, and you can't tell me otherwise. I'm glad she's dead. Fuck her. She's a piece of shit.
Damn.
Yeah, she's a piece of shit.
Would you say that to her mom's face?
I would. I would fucking spit on her mom's face. And I'm not. I know I'm sounding like some lefty. I'm not. I think she's a piece of shit. She tried to.
I'm not some lefty. I just think she's an absolute piece of shit who deserves to die.
Yeah, she does.
And is dead. Good.
Have could you actually have sympathy?
Because she disagreed.
Oh yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
She disagreed. No, she tried to fucking kill people. Those people were trying to actually.
No, they just wanted to go into Nancy Pelosi's office and take a picture.
Yeah. That's why they.
That's all they.
That's why they planted pipe bombs. That's where bombs were found. You fucking toilet head.
Oh boy, toilet head.
I'm bringing out the big
Ouch,
guns.
that one really stung. Of everything you've said,
that was like fucking
wow.
Anchorman.
You fucking toilet head, you.
What'd you buy it from the toilet store?
Oh yeah, where did you get that opinion? At the poopy shop with the pee-pee? Yeah, I bet you paid for it with pee-pee poo-poos.
Seriously, they had dude. They found bombs. It was an actual. I'm not saying.
So they found the shitty little Columbine bombs. It's far from a professional coup,
dude. I'm not saying that there weren't people in there who were absolutely like.
No, I'm saying.
But there were also people who actual fucking terrorists.
Yeah, but imagine like most of them are actually terrorists. That's next.
Well, actually, that's the definition.
This wasn't the main. This was not the thing. The next one, next time.
Well, yeah, I'm saying there's the next time that's gonna happen.
And I'm not saying I'm gonna be involved or anything, but just to say, I just want to make sure that's clear.
I gotta clear my browsing history.
Yeah, just get.
No, here's the thing. It is gonna happen. The next time is gonna worse, and people are going to die. And I mean that. People are actually gonna die next time, and it's not just gonna be fucking. I'm not saying just cops. I'm saying the next time this happens is gonna be a lot worse. And I predict, maybe a congressperson or two. I know this is going to sound cold, but that's why you should have been freaked out about that thing. And that's why your head should have turned into a tomato when you talked about the fucking... that, too. I'm not saying that...
At least my nose doesn't look like a half-erect penis.
That's... Hey, it's my nose is half-erect.
It's half-erect. It's always half-hard.
I get it.
It never finishes. It never gets to come.
Yeah, sometimes when I have a cold.
Well,
I'm not saying that a vaccination card isn't a bad thing. I just don't think it's gonna really matter. And I could be wrong. I'm not saying that I'm always right. You could be, but that's my prediction. It's not gonna come to anything. I really don't think. I think people were saying the same thing about mask mandates. Yeah,
but the mask is just like
people are saying
a mask is something that like.
And not even the mask.
The restaurant could be like, oh, you don't have a mask? Here's one. They can't be like, oh, you don't have a vaccine? Squirt, squirt. Let's get started. They can't just give you the vaccine.
And people make a big deal out of that shit. And I'm not saying there aren't government abuses. I do think the stuff with the airports was fucked up when they added more security. But I get it. People were like, we gotta... You get it,
but then you think it's like they really don't do anything and they get to look through my shit.
Well, they also have
they do nothing. They are no protection. Anybody...
They also got the dumbest people in the world.
Yeah, they're like literal imbeciles.
It's like you think that if the job was to like protect people from terrorists, they would get some like... They just get like... Excuse me, sir! You gotta take a shit from...
Like, shoes off before you walk up to the metal detector.
God, come on, now...
Shoes off.
Now I feel...
Belts off.
Now I feel safe.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be like. It's like, oh, do you have your card? It's like, yeah, here's my forged fake vaccination card. It's like, oh, welcome. It's like, oh, well, great, now we're all safe.
But people can forge a fucking driver's license, too. I mean, they can forge anything.
Yeah, so... This is pointless.
I mean, but
so it's pointless.
Most of the time, there probably is like ways or whatever to tell, like there are with driver's license.
So you're gonna have a scannable COVID card.
Maybe, I don't know.
Imagine that.
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
Sworn statements from Jack Simmons tonight on a podcast, Orange.
We'll see.
But
I did make that dark prediction about the next terrorist attack.
Yeah, it's not really going to happen. That's, Jack was just totally joking.
Well, I was talking about... I legitimately think that...
Jack's like, we are not planning a next January 6th.
You don't think that there are people fucking... talking right now on... I don't know what... If 8chan is still around. Not even... Yeah, I agree. There are probably... Antifa people, but I'm not afraid of the Antifa people because, I saw this.
They're just as threatening as the QAnon people.
No, they're not. I saw this interview with this guy in Antifa, and he had a fucking mask on. He's like, "Well, I belong to the group of Antifa in San Francisco." I'm like, "Really? This is the fucking..."
Yeah, but he'll still like throw like a window through.
That guy's a pussy.
Like a bottle. Maybe not that.
Those guys are pussies.
Well, yeah, but so are the Trump people. Like I saw an interview with a guy wearing fake Viking horns.
Yeah, but when you think about it, pussy. Yeah, when you think about it, more Republicans have guns. So those people have. If there was a civil war, I feel like
that's not true. More Republicans have legal guns.
I mean,
I just got you there.
It's big brain time. It's not even really big brain time.
It wasn't even really
actually, it was very whatever. I think that I don't know, man. We've been talking in circles. At the end of the day, I don't care. If it starts to affect me, I might care more, and that's because I'm a selfish person. At the end of the day, I don't think it's really gonna. I haven't. If people actually complain, if this happens, right, and people are affected, and they start being like, listen, this is bullshit, blah 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 blah. Then you
might care.
Well, then we'll reevaluate.
You won't care until it's fucking us up.
But I don't know that it's going to fuck people. That it's going to fuck everything up.
All right. Only time will tell.
Only time shall tell.
Only time will tell. All right, folks.
What time is it?
Time to get a watch. Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Fuck yeah!
Wait
for the last.
Hold on. We got a fucking. Don't you have a show on Friday or something?
Oh yeah. This Friday, Slam Comedy is back at One Eye Jacks in Bethpage. Come see us perform. We have a great lineup. I'll just read them off for you.
Who do we have?
Who do we have on the lineup of the comedy show? Oh, that's my porn account. 1 second. Yeah. This Friday, August 6th, Slam Comedy. We have Christian Hahn, Rahul Andrade, Zach Zorovich, Megan Friend,
the usual
Miles
suspects.
Toe.
We're all gonna die.
Shafi Hussein. I'm sorry.
Who? Who's that?
I think I said it wrong. I'm sorry. Electra Telesford.
I don't know her.
And closing out the show is James Camacho. It's going to be a good show.
President Dwayne Camacho is going to be there.
President Dwayne Camacho. Yeah.
Terry Crews is going to be.
Yes.
Well, if you want to come earlier and do some stand-up, I'm going to be One-Eyed Jack, hosting One-Eyed Jacks.
Also at One Eye Jacks.
Yeah.
So open mic before the show.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
Who would have thought we would work that out?
Oh, I didn't.
It's going to be a whole night of podcast.
It was a very